With any type of gearbox, you want to open up the fuel plug first before you drain all the oil out. In the event that your fuel plug is damaged and it's stuck, you want to be able to drive yourself to the auto parts store and buy some tools and whatever else you might need to get it going. My fuel plug was pretty tight, but using a 24mm socket and a breaker bar, I was able to break it free. So it is a little bit more expensive this way, but on Amazon you can find service kits, and this comes with the washers that are needed for both the transfer case, the front differential, and the rear differential. The rear differential fill and drain plug both use the same steel crush washer. A little more further investigation, it's actually a magnet in the end of the drain plug. That makes sense. If there's any metal shavings that drop down in the oil, you want it to stick down low and not get brought back up into the gear path. Now, the crush washers do have a little bit of asymmetry. They are not just a flat washer, so I'm putting kind of the flat side up against the bolt head, if you will, and so the part that kind of balloons upwards, I'm putting it in towards the ports on the actual differential. My thought is, as you tighten it down, it'll kind of crush the ballooning part into the actual port to get a good seal. Now I'm going to go ahead and start filling from the fill port up until it's basically level and start spilling out of that fill port. That's when you know you're good. I did turn the regulator on my air compressor down because I didn't want it to be pushing air so fast that it just kind of obliterates the oil stream or blows up the plastic container, you know, faster than it can push the oil out. But let's see how it goes. I measured out 4.2 quarts pretty precisely. My oil pump actually had a pretty complete evacuation of the oil in the container, so not really any lost residual fluid at the bottom. Fill plug, 36 foot-pounds. So the front differential will be the same overall process, but we're going to go near the front left tire and kind of angle inward some. And if we look over here near the lower control arm pivot point, that is going to be the drain plug. And if you look up and to the right, there is the fill plug. That's going to require a 10mm hex socket. Don't even try and use like a little L-shaped Allen wrench key. You're going to need an Allen socket set. And that's the front diff fill plug. Whew! That was tight. The drain plug has a flat copper crush washer. Mine did not come out on the plug. It is actually stuck against the gearbox, so I had to take a screwdriver and pop it off. And the fill plug has a steel crush washer, so that's the same as what was on the drain and the fill of the rear diff. Lower drain plug gets torqued to 48 foot-pounds. See the clear tube going into the fill port. And I'm just going to pump it outboard from here. And there goes the fluid. I'm just pulsing the pressure, keeping it, you know, between 5 and 15 psi to keep the fluid moving, but I don't want to blow up the bottle like a balloon. So the transfer case is going to be on the driver's side, roughly aligned with the door handle, so just go right underneath the vehicle. Here's the transfer case. The fill plug is going to be a 24 millimeter socket right there. Drain plug, 24 millimeter socket right here. Just like the others, do the fill plug first. And that was actually really easy. It was not very tight on the transfer case. And let's take this fill plug out. So now that the 24 millimeter fill plug is removed, I'm going to grab the drain plug at the bottom of the transfer case and crack this one open. The drain and the fill plug appear to be the same, and they also have the same type of crush washers. These are just a flat aluminum washer is what is used. So I got the fresh washer in here, and I'm going to go ahead and torque this. I'm using 27 foot-pounds. Now it's time to go ahead and refill. So I've got my oil pump ready to go. I'll go ahead and put this 24 millimeter fill plug in place, and then we'll torque 27 foot-pounds. So now you've completed your rear axle, your front diff, and your transfer case. Go ahead and keep an eye out for any drips that might be underneath your vehicle for the next few days of driving. You may need to snug up your drain plugs. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content of these videos, and we'll see you in the next one.